And then on the radio, I had Lecrae playing.
Yo. Stop recording, man.
This is an after-school program podcast.
What key are we in, G?
Why'd you clap?
I don't know. I just wanted to do it in the camera.
I'll probably use it. It'll probably help me later in post.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And by me, I mean the editor. Man, I thought I would sound less nasally. Now this microphone just amplifies it. How you doing, PD?
I'm doing good.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome, everybody listening. I have a new segment today. We won't get into it right now.
Okay.
It's brand new. It's gonna be a hot new segment.
Yeah.
Maybe the best segment of all time for church stories.
I feel like you're ruining it by the way you're talking it up right now. But
Better than anything that's ever happened in the history of the show.
Tell everybody who you are.
I'm PD, and a Korean cult was using my Instagram page, or our Instagram page, to try to recruit people. So,
Amen.
Yep.
I'm Shama, and my son Ezra has watched Cars every day, sometimes multiple times a day for the past week and a half.
I mean, at least it's not some dumb movie like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, at least he's not watching Scooby-Doo every day. Speaking of Scooby-Doo,
I just want to take a shot at Chase. I have nothing against that movie.
Speaking of Scooby-Doo, how's Chase Scooby doing?
Oh. Woo! Gotta open my liquid death for that.
I'm just liquid.
Yep, gotta spill my liquid death on my shirt for that.
I watched Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters on Leash again the other day.
Do you pick a different one, or is it the same one every time?
I watched 1 and 2 repeatedly. Robert watched it for the first time the other day.
Did y'all watch it together?
No. He just was like, we actually talked about it on Written By. He was like, you're going to be so excited on the 4th of July I watched Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. And I was like, bro, me too. He didn't even know.
On the 4th of July?
Yeah, we both watched it the same day. They didn't even know.
For me, consuming content, the thing I love so much is the surprise, the novelty.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I don't know if I could
rewatch something.
The same thing every week. Maybe after a few months go by or a few years, I can rewatch something.
I don't think there's ever been a movie or a show that I have finished watching and went, gosh, I got to see that again.
30
immediately.
Rock, right? Immediately. Yeah.
Have y'all watched Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed?
If I did, I can't recall.
What about you, Sean?
You're derailing this podcast.
Just letting you know.
I think I have. Yeah. When I watched the first Scooby-Doo, I was a big fan. I remember thinking,
fantastic
like, oh my
movie.
gosh.
All-star cast.
I think that was the
James Gunn.
first time that
They're paying you.
Oh man. Yeah, I have watched it. Yeah, I think that was the first time I saw like a live action of something. And I was like, wow, you can do this?
And Shaggy was method acting
you
the
can
whole
do
time.
This? How you doing, Chase?
I'm good. I'm trying to grow a beard. That's what I'm up to.
Nice.
Listeners, hop over to YouTube and
This is my progress. This is a week.
Yeah.
This is about a week of trying my best.
man, I feel like no offense, but I feel like you're gonna get that. If you grow a facial hair, you're gonna look super southern.
I think so. And
I feel like you're gonna be like my truck. Like that's that's you're gonna be like my ditty. Like that's what you're gonna become. Yeah, my ditty.
I'm probably gonna end up shaving it, but I was like, I ain't got nothing going on. I'll try.
Hey, it goes back to my theory from a couple podcasts ago about white people rebranding themselves. Switching it up.
I figured, why not?
All right, is everything okay at home? Gotta check. I gotta check.
Yeah.
Homie, check.
I'm doing good. But this isn't the Chase podcast, so
Yeah, this is the Korean cult podcast.
Actually, this is the Cars 1, 2, and 3 podcast.
I've never seen the third
Guys,
one.
this
is it good?
This is the honestly, yeah, it's really good. I'm not gonna lie.
So Ezra has good taste.
I guess I think so. Yeah, he picks up at like the comedy, like the bits and stuff. It's
like
fun.
The physical comedy bits.
Yeah. He's like, oh wow, this is really funny, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, wow. You know your dad writes comedy. You know your dad made VeggieTales remix. Pat him on the head.
He's gonna be like, "You'll never make something as good as Cars 2."
You idiot. What if this show, like this episode, we got so fragmented on Korean cults, Cars, and Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, that we were like, guys, we got to go our separate ways. I'm starting a Cars podcast with Ezra.
What's bad is I could do a weekly podcast on Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed.
You'd be like those meme pages that, it's like a show that had one season in the 90s, and it's like, we're making memes of this every day. It just doesn't work
I could
after a
talk
certain point.
endlessly about it.
Hey, well, you know what? You do that, brother.
I will.
Not on this podcast. I'm just kidding. Good to be back, guys. Good to be back. I can't remember the last time we were in here.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
PD, how's your arm? Arm check.
I'm all good.
Actually, Liz, we want to hear from the arm. Come on.
I don't think it talks.
Could you?
No.
The vibes are off on this one, boys.
Our egos are too big. I was telling Shama on the phone that I've been Ben Roethlisbergering my injury, and Ben Roethlisberger is a Steelers quarterback, and often, like, throughout the week before the game starts, he'll be like, I don't know if I can play. I'm real hurt, real banged up. And then he goes out, he's fine, and he's the hero. Yeah. So I have had to come in a few times, but I've just been like...
Going to work or here?
Going to work.
Yeah.
So I've been just not doing much. Been like, oh, my arm, just really playing it up until the date comes where, like, the doctors say I can pick things up past 10 pounds. I'm like, oh, I'm totally fine again.
Do you know what that's called in the marketing world?
What?
It's called under promise, over deliver. It's where you go like, we'll really see what we can do with that deadline, and then in the meanwhile you're like, we're gonna beat that deadline by a week. Yeah. So that's what you're doing.
Yeah. I've been good.
And I can't wait for you to over deliver on this podcast, to be honest, because Chase and I have
We've been carrying.
We have been, brother. There are not enough chiropractors in the upstate South Carolina.
I pitched the idea for this show, so I just sit back and I pop up with a one-liner every 5 minutes, and that's my thing.
Oh man.
Oh man, that is funny.
I feel like we did a new update to the studio that probably nobody's gonna care about unless you're like a geek, a gearhead, a geek gearhead. But I always feel like we need to do a tour of the podcast studio
Or the whole church. Like, this is where we shot Loose Cannon.
Yeah, that would be funny. But then also, I don't know if people dig behind the scenes like that. Like, I just feel like that'd be like us thinking too much of like, guys, here's... Yeah. We've been getting a lot of questions about where we shoot. I mean, plus this podcast, really, how would we even film it?
Guys,
that's Chase's corner, and if I reach out, I can basically handshake with Chase from where I'm sitting.
I don't know. We could do stuff like go to like a place, random room, be like, here's the room. Me and Shama had a very important riff.
You see that? That's history right there. That's history.
Put up a plaque.
I mean, honestly, 10 million views from the reels. We got to put a plaque up somewhere in this church. I'm not even gonna tell the pastor either.
I haven't been counting.
Yeah, they count. Chase has been counting. 10 million. 10
such
million
a
views.
good producer.
Yeah.
Chase with the stats.
But it's over. And that's on Instagram. TikTok's a whole nother beast.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't count TikTok. It was too much.
That's nuts, man. It doesn't feel real. Hey, let's put a plaque. Hey, listeners, somebody get us a plaque.
Make us a plaque.
By
plaque hand.
That's gonna be outdated by the time we upload something else, because we're just that good. Welcome back to the Gloating Stories podcast, everybody. Pity, what's this new game you've got for us?
Well, it's a new segment, so we have Checking In with Chase, but now we have Taken a Swim with Jim. This is where, so I've been watching PTL, and sometimes they say something so crazy that I just have to pause it and then go get my phone and then rewind it and record from the TV. So the volume's a little bit low, so make sure to turn it up. But he just says some wild stuff every now and then.
Can I ask, I guess the question on everybody's mind is, why is it a swim? Why is a body of water involved with Jim? Like,
it's catchy. Just go with it.
I can't think of anything better.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
You know what? The enemies of the gospel better really be careful.
Yes. Better watch it.
Because, see, God's people don't have to lift the little finger.
No.
You know, I remember the man who said he was going to close Rex Humbart down.
Oh,
You know, there's always somebody trying to close the church down for some reason. Always some rascal somewhere. Do you know that man who vowed that Rex would never build that church? Do you know he died on his way home from that meeting that he said he would close them down?
Yeah.
He died of, I think, a heart attack, and his car crashed off the road and smashed.
Oh my gosh.
Now that smart aleck man, forgive me for saying that about the dead, but that man in all of his pious saying, well, we're not going to let this church be built. But God.
But God.
Cut him off.
Yeah.
But God, see. That's why you wonder how these puny little Christians make it.
He said
The world
skinny?
keeps throwing darts, keeps throwing darts.
Did he say skinny little
Yeah,
Christians?
that was the end of the first clip.
Did he say how do these skinny little Christians make it?
So Matt from Memes for Jesus, I sent this to him, and he said he just tried to butt God attempted murder. So I'm playing Wii Sports, and I hear this. I'm just laughing uncontrollably. I have to record it.
What are you playing Wii Sports on?
I'm playing it on a Wii. Yeah, this is the only place you can play Wii.
You got
Sports.
2 TVs on?
I have a 2 TV setup. Okay, one TV has Jim Baker.
Jesus Christ.
One TV has Wii Sports Golf.
I don't.
I was trying to think of a clever,
Hey, do you also got 2 fridges? Man, whoa.
What, is that a white privilege thing? I play Wii Sports Golf on one of my flat screens while I watch Jim Baker's Praise the Lord Club on the other one.
I don't know why, but for some odd reason, I was like, oh, you watching like an iPad? You playing on an iPad, and then you're watching, and then you. I just didn't think about you having 2 TVs.
Hey, man.
ambitious.
Listeners, if anybody exists out there who doesn't have a single TV, I just want to let you know,
Rob PD.
that Mr. Elitist, Mr. 1% over
I'm
here.
a coastal elite.
So you had to pause the game on one TV to take out your $700 phone to film something on your other TV.
Yes.
Third world country listeners, I know this episode's not
salute you.
relatable.
And then he spends all this money on water.
And then he's buying $3 water.
But anyway,
I
this
live
guy,
a luxurious lifestyle.
this is the guy who runs Deuteronomies, okay?
So,
I'm a big shot.
yeah, honestly, I was more. We just heard the wildest thing, but PD owning 2 TVs? I was like, wait a second. So who is this? Jim Baker?
Yes. I have clip number 2. He had this pastor from California on his show, and he also said some wild things that I had to record. So if you can play that.
Yep, I got it pulled up. Here we go.
Wait a second. How long was the whole thing that you watched?
An hour.
So you watched the whole hour, just
Yeah.
cause.
Got a few rounds of golf in.
You are wild, bro.
Did you know he had 2 TVs?
No.
Okay. Why do you make it sound like it's normal?
Wait, is it just in your bedroom you have 2 TVs?
Yeah, this is a thing that I've done for.
Wait, what?
It's like my whole life. Okay, so one time it was super chaotic. This is like 3rd grade PD. I would watch like Fox News and CNN or like MSNBC. I would just flip back and forth, and then I would have video games on the other TV. It was usually GTA, and then on the radio I had Lecrae playing.
Yo. Stop recording, man. I have no idea where else to take this episode right now.
I revealed too much.
Remember when I mentioned earlier about PD not over delivering? I just don't change. This man over delivered.
How does your brain process everything that's going on?
I don't know how I used to process that much back then.
Wow. Yeah. So Fox, CNN, GTA,
Lecrae. Yep.
That sounds like that man, woman, boy TV.
Camera.
Fox, CNN, GTA, Lecrae.
Oh, and ESPN a lot too.
Fox, ESPN, GTA, Lecrae. Wow.
Every episode we learn more about you, and it just like it helps
is
you
shocking.
understand.
Yeah, I'm an enigma, right? Is that?
Yeah,
You know,
an enigma.
You remember when I said a couple of episodes ago that PD's the type of person who didn't hear no growing up. Today, really just cements that.
Oh, I got plenty of no's.
I love you,
was
Mr.
weird in
Scott. I
private.
love you, Mr. Scott. This is not a diss on your parents at all. But I just feel like
They would,
if
like-
you're my son and I saw if Ezra I go on, he's got 2 TVs. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. How would he get 2 TVs?
I still do that though. Like I'll have a podcast, a video podcast on one, and like a sports game on the other, or something.
What is the most important of the 2?
I guess the podcast, and then I just want to be like flipping back. I don't know what the reason is.
Now, if I'm editing something, I'll have like a podcast on or something in the background while I'm editing.
I've tried to do that this week, editing from home, and I just always find myself like, I'll either like slip into like listen to the podcast more, and then like, what am I doing? Or then I won't catch up on the podcast.
Yeah, I'll zone out of the podcast more.
But then I don't want to do that because I feel like I'm
Yeah.
like very
Okay,
invested.
I lied. I wasn't listening to a podcast while I was editing this week. I was watching Scooby-Doo. I'm not even joking.
Of course.
But I was like, is that too much for this episode?
Yes, it is. You're too much.
You know about this week? This week you are editing and you are watching Scooby-Doo.
Not the movies.
2 TVs?
No, 1 TV. I'm not a monster. I was watching the cartoon.
multitasker.
I was watching the cartoon.
Can you take a picture of your setup so we can put it on the page? You need to. I just feel like people need to know. I need to see. Are they stacked on top of each other, or
No,
like
it'd have
next
to
to
be
each
like a
other?
panorama because it's like
How big is your room?
it's not that big. I just managed to fit 2 TVs in there.
How big are the TVs? Like the size of the
one's,
monitor?
Yeah, one's that size. The other one's 50 inch.
Okay. Are they side by side? Or are
One's
they...
on like
Right,
one side of the
right.
room, and one's on the other side.
So you're moving your neck back and forth.
Well, I mean, one thing I have on primarily for audio.
Okay. So
Yeah,
like the
and then I'll
news.
look if something entertaining's happening.
Okay. Lauren's been to your room.
Yeah.
We
Heathen.
gotta get. First of all, I'm calling the police. But we've got to talk to Lauren today. I cannot. What does she think about this?
She's busy right now, but
Okay.
conveniently for me.
Does she think it's weird, or is she just like, oh, PD? It's
She's
just
like,
him.
just CNN, Fox,
GTA,
GTA, and Lecrae.
Jim Baker.
It's another day.
I don't think she's ever questioned the 2 TVs.
Wait, have you had that happening like while she was around, and you were just ignoring
No.
her?
I would never do that with other people in the vicinity.
One of my roommates at college, I was like, "Oh, what does your girlfriend do when y'all like hang out at your house?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't know what she does. I just play video games." And I'm like, "You don't
That's
talk
the
to
life.
her?" And he was
Nah.
like, "She's doing something." I was like,
Hey, that's it, brother. Now I'm a I hate my wife comic. That sounds like the dream.
Man, women be shopping. Women be shopping. I hate my wife. I read a tweet where somebody was like, "I'm really glad millennials got rid of wife-hating jokes,"
Yeah.
which is not like seriously. I've been around people like my age who are married. It's not. You can't do that. It's
But now
like it's out
all
of pocket.
like, LOL, I want to die. That's what we
which is
brought
like,
into the world.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. But it's also like, I mean, what is the? I'm not trying to get like into the statistics, but I'm like the people who've said they want to die.
Team Gen Z, right, Chase?
Right,
Yeah,
I get
that's-
like the self-deprecation jokes, but I'm like, do they mean it though?
probably.
I guess like kill me, right?
I
Like,
saw-
I mean,
Dude,
no, seriously though, but
This 9-year-old on TikTok took me out because I'm on one of these like hour-long TikTok rabbit holes.
which
where I-
TV? Which TV? Got it. I ask that every time. Anytime you mention you watched anything,
great.
I'm gonna ask which
TV? Big one or little one?
TV.
My
Left side of the
phone,
room.
Big TV, little TV. Forget the tour of the studio. We're touring PD's room.
It's just gonna be 2 shots, like one TV and then the other. The tour's over.
It's
but
over. It's over.
I was on a TikTok binge. I ended up on this disabled woman's account, which it's TikTok. It just happens. And
Yeah.
and I go to the comments and it was all positive. I was like, wow, I expected people to be
Horrendous
so mean.
things, yeah.
And it's all positive for a lot of comments. And I get down and this 9-year-old black girl says, "Hey, not to be," and then like a shooting star emoji, mean.
Not to be mean.
That's like the equivalent of putting a silencer on the front of a pistol.
Yeah. So not to be shooting star mean, but where is your neck?
Did anyone respond to that comment?
No, but I saw it.
Hey, can we? What were you gonna say, Chase?
I find very frequently I'll see a TikTok and I'm like, if this TikTok would have come out when I was in middle school or high school, it would have been like a war zone. And then I click the comments and they're just all so supportive and positive.
Yeah.
And if there is a mean comment, that person gets crucified.
I know I've seen too many comics and people talk about it on podcasts, but the dude's shirtless in a line with another dude shirtless behind him, like dancing. They'll like dance to the camera, dance, and then move out of the way. And then another dude behind him who's also shirtless will like mug the camera and then dance and then move out of the way. And then a dude behind him will like, that stuff to me, I'm like, so y'all just get together as bros?
Yeah.
And y'all are like, hey bros, let's take off our shirts. And I'm going to put up my camera on this tripod, my phone on this tripod, and I'm going to play this music.
Yeah. Hey man, you took it off a little too slow on that last cut.
Yeah, you gotta dance, clap, clear. That's what you gotta do. You lingered. And then who gets to be on the final end? Who gets to be the headliner of the dance?
Whoever
line?
has the most followers.
Yeah, it's probably who it is. But there's just like a whole subculture. Like I said, I don't want to. It's already people have already talked about this, like kids bullying or whatever. But I'm like, it's just weird. It's weird.
Word.
We do have another clip for taking a swim with Jim. So why don't we dive back in the pool?
Hey, which TV you want me to put it up on?
I'm never gonna live this down. I don't.
All right.
Oh man.
Here's Jim.
Guys, if PD posts anything on Instagram, please. Anything. Hey, run it back.
Different committees. I have in the church that I pastor, I have 57 different committees. I have on evangelism. I have a committee for every way you can be lost. And
That's tremendous.
yeah, I have a high class, for instance, I have the intellectual committee.
Yes.
And it's made up of people who have masters and PhDs. So if somebody's having an intellectual problem, I just turn them over to my intellectual. On the other hand, I have a drug committee made up of all ex-drug addicts. So if somebody's having a drug problem, I turn them over to the drug committee. I have a prostitute committee made up of former prostitutes, former hookers. And so if you have a girl who's having the tendency, you just turn them over to the hookers committee. And
That's it.
Wow.
Jeez, man. If she has those tendencies,
Having the tendency.
I
to
just
know, over to the
turn
hookers
her over
committee.
to the hookers committee.
If somebody's, my favorite part was if somebody's having an intellectual problem, I send them to the intellectuals. So he's like, I'm not smart. I have a team of smart people.
He's like, I'm not smart enough to deal with smart people, and I don't got a I've never had those tendencies to deal with the hookers.
At least he's willing to say that. I feel like a lot of people are like, no, I'm a genius and an
Bring the
expert on hookers.
Well, anyways.
in that scenario, bring the hookers meant to help them psychologically. That was I psychologically and emotionally. That was a call for mental health awareness.
Oh gosh.
I'm trying to. If a rapper said "bring in the hookers," that would take that. As
You are a
different.
rapper.
No, but I'm not
and
a
you
rapper.
said it.
But I'm saying in the context in which I said it, it is.
What do you mean you're not a rapper?
Bring
you
in the
have
hookers
several
for
rap
prayer.
songs.
I'm not a
hip-hop.
rapper.
You've got several rap hip-hops on the internet.
Shama's going to be on trial and be like, Mr. Marema, are you or are you not a rap artist?
Your Honor, may I approach the bench? That's what I'm going to say. And I'm like, I'm just kidding.
It was a bit, Your Honor.
Yeah, so that was our first swim with Jim. That was the first episode of PTL I watched, so I'll have more content for this segment.
Let's say, okay, PTL is called Praise the Lord. It's basically a talk show, a nightly talk show, variety show.
It was like the first of its kind.
Variety show on TBN, Trinity Broadcasting Network. And they did this. I mean, they're still doing it. Praise the Lord. It's it's crazy. It's essentially like Johnny Carson.
They're not. I don't think they have the same name anymore. But now it's turned into full Alex Jones.
I think it's called Praise the Lord.
Yeah, like I've got the cure to the coronavirus. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Dude, I don't think. Yeah, maybe.
Because back then he would just get boatloads of cash and he didn't have to work hard on selling people stuff.
Fun fact: when I met the head of content at TBN while we were shooting VeggieTales, because that was through TBN, and he flew in for one day for the last taping of one of the episodes, Tom Newman, and he was like, "Hey, we got to get you to California so you can be on Praise the Lord." I had an invitation.
It's still on TBN.
Yeah, it's still on TBN, but it's
got to be under different hosts, right? Jim Baker's
no, it's still on TBN.
Jim Baker's doing YouTube stuff, like.
Yeah, he's on like I don't know if he's on TBN or not.
There's no way that he's still there because he's the stuff he says he would get kicked off television.
I had an invitation, so Praise the Lord still exists, but I think this was back when they were just like letting anybody on and say anything. Well, apparently, but it still is.
Well, the heart and soul of PTL is on YouTube, streaming and telling you what the cure to the coronavirus is.
Man, dude, this stuff is unbelievable, man. Yeah, I was thinking about it like, so we did something televangelist based for our newest project, and I was just thinking, I was like, doing that one piece was so tiring, but I also thought like, who would voluntarily agree to do 24/7 of Christian TV, which a majority of it is just like talking? What else do you talk about? Do you know what I mean? Like, they were on TV like every night, like, glory to God, we're in St. Louis and the Spirit of God is moving. And then they just like riff and then they like share a testimony. And I remember some stories the ladies would talk about, like one lady, Jan Crouch, who was like the founder's wife, was talking about like how she had a chicken that was hit by a car and she like prayed for it. Yeah, on TBN. This is like, and I'm like, are y'all just trying to fill time at this point?
It sounds like they just needed content.
Are y'all just kind of like, guys, okay, you're on at 7 to talk about what God's been doing in your life?
If she was about to get hit by a car, I'd say, Jan Crouch. 2 TVs.
Hey, 2 TVs is going to be your I Made VeggieTales remix.
I'm not stopping. I'm going to go home. I'm going to put 2 Bears, 1 Cave on one TV and Madden on the other.
Hey, guys, okay.
You're not stopping me.
You got it. Flaunt it,
Hey, let's read one email and then let's get out of here. I will say this.
This is a long one.
I think at one point we're still excited about doing church stories, but I don't think we're as excited about scheduling church stories.
Yeah.
So it's never, man, we get to do a podcast. It's like, hey, we got to do 2 podcasts because I'm going to be out of town for the next 2 weeks. Hey, we got to do a podcast because Chase is going to be in Myrtle Beach for the second time this summer.
Chase and his bottle opener flip-flop.
I got him on.
Hey.
Of course you do.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm prepping. I leave in the morning.
I don't know who you guys are anymore. You got 2 TVs. You're going to the beach twice this summer.
2 beaches.
You got 2 beaches. I'm not going to say that. All right, back to an email, everybody. This is from Caleb Walsh. The media is hiding the truth about Louie Giglio. Louie Giglio is the pastor of Passion City Church.
Is he the buff
Atlanta. No. He's like short and stocky.
Oh.
Yeah. He looks like an Italian mobster. With white hair. Dear John Cena, Vin Diesel, and Dear John Cena and Vin Diesel.
Wait, who's who?
You know the brothers in the new Fast and Furious movie? Yeah, I don't know what you meant. John Cena and Vin Diesel. I don't know what you...
In the latest Fast and the Furious movie, Vin Diesel brings his brother in, who is played by John Cena.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, so who... Am I Vin Diesel or am I Cena? If I'm Cena...
Who cares about family the most?
Family. I got a family.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel, John Cena.
All right, I'll take that. Hey, if you're listening from Taiwan, stop. Stop it right now.
Oh, man. Okay. I've come across a secret that the mainstream media doesn't want you to know. I've been going through a group book study on one of the Louie Giglio books, and he does the Passion conferences and writes books. If you don't know his lore, it comes paired with a video lecture series as well as as well, where Mr. Giglio himself talks to a small group. I respect the guy and all, and I really wish the best for him, and I hope he isn't insecure about this, but he has huge earlobes. I can't focus. Guys, when we say we want emails, specifically these are the kind of emails
This
that we
is
want.
top tier content, baby.
I can't focus on what he's saying for the 20-minute lectures because all I do is stare at his earlobes. This is going to get an explicit rating. Like his earlobes look like he got big gauges in them and then filled the gauges back in with more earlobe. What a great analogy.
Let's call him Dumbo Giglio.
I think just his earlobes are bigger than my ears.
Can you Google him?
I think he includes pictures.
Oh, okay.
The cover-up that the media doesn't want you to know is how big his earlobes actually are.
Dude, watch. You're going to end up having to work with this guy.
Hey, I'll be on stage with him. I'm a blink.
You're going to get arrested.
Flick his earlobes. And just flick one earlobe.
Yeah, everything was going great until Shama got us blacklisted.
I flick his earlobe, cut to a mugshot of me. And it's like, that's not even legal, man. Free my boy. I just think his earlobes are bigger than my ears. The cover-up that the media doesn't want you to know is how big his earlobes actually are. I can't find anything on Google on how big his ears is, or even close-up of his ears with maybe like a ruler next to it. I think this goes all the way to the top. Hey, man. Hey, Caleb.
This is the best email.
We might need to launch a separate podcast.
Giglio's earlobes.
It's going to be called The Truthy About Louie.
Can we see the photo evidence?
Please see attached PDF. A PDF for the pictures I could find of his ears.
Oh, man.
He sent a PDF. Okay.
First, there's this picture. First, there's this picture that he included.
How big are Louie Giglio's earlobes? It's a Google search. No result found for how big are Louie Giglio's earlobes.
It's a conspiracy.
Hit the PDF.
Oh, man.
Just open it up. Full screen
whole
it.
PDF.
Full screen it real quick.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. I feel like he has these on on some poster board somewhere with all the pins in them.
Caleb is distraught. He's just got
the Always
yarn,
Sunny
and
meme.
he had freaking like I'm freaking out, man.
Yeah,
Obama
and Trump know about his earlobes.
The China. COVID was just one big cover up. They didn't want us to know the truth about Louie's ears, man. Man, those are big earlobes, though.
Yeah. You know what did this to him? 5G.
5G. The 5G, man, it's enlarging in the ears.
Dude, we're going to get flagged now. Probably.
Will we?
He included pictures of his hands, so you could see that his earlobe's about the size of his thumb.
What the heck?
Oh, wow. He added a pic of his hand for scale.
I mean, he had to make all this stuff, so he had to crack open. He had to crack open like Microsoft Word or something.
Wow.
Guys, this is the kind of in-depth thought that we appreciate in emails. And you know what? I don't think we have to do this show. We get to do it. What a privilege.
Yeah.
There's a PS.
Yeah.
Anyways, love the cast. That's short for podcast.
Thank you.
Sheesh, Caleb. I'm glad you.
Thank you for clarifying.
What if I didn't read that? I edit on the fly. Okay, I'm glad you fill the gap between being a Christian and being funny. Caleb from San Diego, California.
Very good.
Thank you, Caleb.
A fantastic
What
email.
a great compliment. The gap between being a Christian and being funny.
You knocked it out of the park. If you uncover any more conspiracies, Caleb, then
Man,
please hit us up.
Is finished.
Finish. All right, we get it, Chase.
I'm just doing my job, man.
Okay. I love the title too. The subject: the media is hiding the truth about Louie Giglio. What a great.
And he has evidence. He didn't just come in here with accusations.
This man was like, I got receipts, and by receipts I mean one PDF,
And a picture
a
of
red
Google.
circle, and a red arrow. Ah, man. Hey, this podcast. This is bananas. Hey, let's check in with Chase.
I recently sent a video to you guys of the bank burning down.
Yeah.
As a follow up of the story about Mama, and so I was like, well, what else about Mama could I talk about? Because she's an interesting lady, and I bet you guys. All right, so my whole family, pretty much all her grandchildren, calls her Mama. We call my other grandmother Meemaw, right?
And then the third one is Seesaw.
What do you think that my cousins from West Virginia calls my mama? Like, take a wild guess.
Is it Mom?
No.
Mama?
Moo Moo.
Moo Moo?
Like a cow.
Me and Shama know somebody named Moo Moo.
Really?
Hell yeah, he's a
Formerly-
comedian. Yeah.
The artist formerly known as Moo Moo.
They call her Moo Moo?
Yeah, they call her Moo Moo, and she loves it. And now she has great-grandchildren on that side, and they call her Grand Moo.
Grand Moo? Grand Moo?
That sounds like a wise Asian man.
Grand Moo?
If you tried to call Mama Moo Moo, she'd slap you. I ain't no cow.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Right? Nah. There's like mad kids up in West Virginia calling her Moo
She
Moo.
just lets it happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know how those names come across though? Like they happen because somebody can't say grandma, like a little
Yeah.
kid. You know, like the
Yeah.
first grandbaby will be like, "Oh, you can call me whatever you want." And it's like Moo Moo. Ah, shoot. I guess
It's
I guess all the grandkids got to call me Moo Moo.
Yeah, that's how it goes. I don't have much this week, guys.
Hey, that's good.
Solid checking in with Chase. I give it a B+.
Hey, that is Grand Moo. Come on.
I'm saving all my good
Shouts
material
out to Grand Moo.
for the live show.
Hey, not everything can be a home run. You got to have a solid double every now and then.
Yeah.
To use a baseball term.
In baseball, did you know it's easier to hit a home run than it is to hit a triple?
What is a triple? Is it
Third base.
Yeah.
Hitting to third base.
really?
It's easier to just get all the way to home than it is to stay on third.
Dang.
Yeah, it's just some
Well,
inside
I mean,
info.
That's
if
inside
you hit
baseball.
a home run, then you just automatically go home. You'd have to hit the ball in a certain spot to get a triple.
Yeah.
So Chase is right. It checks out.
You always see doubles and home runs. You don't see triples often. Unless they're like
Gotta be
super
fast.
fast.
Yeah.
Man.
Anyways, baseball pod, Korean cult pod, Cars pod,
Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed pod.
2 TVs.
Grace's mom, the grandkids and Ezra, they call her Graham, but Ezra can't say G, so he just says the D word. He calls her the D word.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty great.
It is really funny.
That's really funny.
He's got to ride that as long as he can before he gets in trouble for
I
it.
know he can't. I'm like, dude, Graham. Oh, look, we were over there this past weekend. I'm like, oh, it's Graham, and he's like,
Hey, I made a joke in your comment section on Facebook on Ezra's birthday post, and you didn't like
I ignored
it.
that joke, man. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
I thought we
Ezra
were
turned
friends.
2, and Chase had the gall to be like, "Oh, guess you got to make another song." You know what's funny is we had this conversation in person, and I was like, "I'm not making another song."
Did you do it for that reason?
Well, yeah. I was like, this is gonna kill.
I enjoyed making the first one. It was sentimental and special, but now it's like, okay, he's 2. It's still sentimental and special, but you know,
Whatever.
it's still special. Ezra's 2 now, guys. Can you believe it? When we started this podcast, I didn't have a girlfriend. I was just getting dumped on the regular. Can you believe that? I was getting rejected by women left and right.
And then you made VeggieTales remix.
And then I made VeggieTales. Jeez. Guys, but God.
Killed
You know
a
the women
man.
who rejected, the women who broke up with me?
hit by a
They
car.
got hit by I got into an accident. I'm just kidding. PD, you got a praise report, dog? We've got to get out of here.
Yeah. I think by the time this comes out, then we'll be ready to talk about this. Me and Chase hit the playoffs music, actually. Me and Chase have a new project we've been working on. It is a virtual wrestling promotion done through WWE 2K. We feature matches such as Obama versus Batman, Larry the Cucumber. Wait, no, that's a spoiler. Cut. Dang it.
Anyway,
I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, Kanye, Joe Exotic, Goliath, Danny DeVito, everybody's in there. Morgan Freeman.
And what is it called?
Dream Match Island. It takes place on an island.
Guys, I'm very excited. Can't wait to see it. I've seen clips.
It's a fever dream of a project.
It's really weird.
How's the edit?
I've edited the first 5 episodes.
First 5, 10 minutes each?
Around
roughly,
there, yeah.
Sometimes less.
Sometimes more.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You never know what can happen on the island.
That's right.
You never know.
But yeah, you
Man.
can find it on YouTube.
2 vacations and 2 TVs.
And
Collaborating at last.
I've got something with PD. I've got something with Robert. We just got to do something.
I
man.
freaking know, man.
But you don't like my Facebook comments.
we got to do something. Well, we've got a bunch of drafts. That's
For,
what I
like,
feel
songs,
like.
yeah.
We gotta do. I gotta get in the studio, man. I just got a MacBook too. We gotta get in here. My praise report is if you're listening to this, I'm gonna be out of town, so I'm excited about that. No, I don't really got another praise report. Got new pants. Very comfy, and new pants and new shorts. I'm not wearing the shorts, just the pants today. For those listening, and I've been on a quest for good pants and good shorts this whole year, and I finally found them. And you're like, oh, what brand? I'm not going to tell you.
Whenever somebody you know starts a podcast, this is what it sounds like.
Yeah. You mean it just gets like super mundane?
Yeah. It's
just
like
I'm
who
up
would
there.
ever listen?
I had some great tacos. Got some new pants. Yeah.
Anyways, my new pants better than my old pants. Let me talk about my old pants for a few minutes.
This is when you get into 140 episodes of something. You're like, hey, can I gloat? PD's got 2 TVs. I got new pants. He went to the beach twice. All right, let's get out of here.
And fade out.